Welcome back to the Daily Social Distancing Show. Earlier today, I spoke with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Here's some more of the interview. You're in an interesting place right now where you are the governor of New York, but you are one of many governors who's entered into a pact to try and open up a region. Because as you said publicly, you know, the virus doesn't follow state lines. You can't implement this approach without the federal government helping you where it needs to. Now, yourself and Trump have gone back and forth, but one thing you've both acknowledged is that when it comes down to it, you know how to communicate and you work together. You had a meeting with the president. Was there anything fruitful from that meeting? Is there anything that's going to come from that meeting? And what is the relationship between yourself and Trump/the federal government right now in getting New York what it needs?
Well, the relationship between myself and the president is the president doesn't like me. That is the relationship. It is unambiguous. It is honest. It is open. And he doesn't like my politics, let's say. And we have been at political loggerheads many times over the past few years. If you look at his Twitter account, you'll see my name quite often. None of it good, Trevor, none of it good. And I've sued the federal government a number of times. So it's open and it's not necessarily loving. Having said that, we had a meeting in the White House, and it was a very productive meeting. And I don't mean in diplomatic, conceptual talk. It was a honest, open, granular, detailed conversation about this subject of testing, which is totally new for everyone. It's an impossible undertaking because the numbers are just so extraordinary and there's so much urgency to it. But we had a very honest conversation, and we went through what is testing and what should the state do and what should the federal government do, and we basically allocated tasks. So it was a very positive conversation. And look, I give them credit because it's hard to actually sit down with someone who you have differences with and say, put that all aside and let's just do our jobs here, our respective jobs, because it's bigger than we are. And that's what yesterday was. It was forget everything else. We're talking about life and death. We're talking about the profound moment of our history that we will experience. And we have a job to do because we're in a position, and let's just do it and forget everything else. And that's the way it should be. You know, who cares how he feels or how I feel? Who cares about how I feel about him personally? My feelings are irrelevant. My emotions are irrelevant. Just do the job. Who cares about what I think or what he thinks? And that's what yesterday was.